Hi, hello everyone. I am very happy to start CCNA course for your batch. Welcome to the first course of the Cisco Networking Academy CCNA V7 curriculum. Introduction to Networks ITN. This is the first 3 courses that are aligned to the CCNA certification exam. ITN contains the total 17 modules, each with a series of topics. In Introduction to Networks, we will gain a basic understanding of the way networks operate. We will learn about network components and their functions, as well as how a network is structured and the architectures used to create networks, including the internet. But ITN, Introduction to Networks, is about more than learning networking concepts. By the end of this course, we will be able to build local area networks, LANs, configure basic settings on routers and switches, and implement Internet Protocol IP. In ITN, every concept that we will learn and skill that we develop will be used in the rest of the CCNA curriculum. Now, this time, to supercharge your networking career and let Cisco Networking Academy help you to reach your goal. And also, congratulations to all your batch. This module starts on your path to a successful career in information technology by giving you foundational understanding of the creation, operation, and maintenance of the networks. And as a bonus, you get a dive into networking simulations using Packet Tracer. We promise you we will really enjoy it. In this module, in networking today, we will learn networks affect our lives, network components, network representation and topology, what are the common types of networks, and what are the internet connections are available, and also which type of reliable networks are used, and network trends, network security, and finally you can learn the IT professional in this module 1. Now you can learn each and every one clearly. Networks affect our lives. Among all the essentials for human existence, the need to interact with other ranks just below our need to sustain life. Communication is almost as important to us as our reliance on air, water, food and shelter. In today's world, through the use of networks, we are connected like never before. People with ideas can communicate instantly with others to make those ideas a reality. News and events and discoveries are known as worldwide in the seconds. Individuals can even connect and play games with the friends separated by oceans and continents. And world changes are not born, they are made. Since 1997, Cisco Networking Academy has been working towards a single goal, the educating and skill building and for the next generation to talent required for the digital economy. No boundaries. Advancements in networking technologies are perhaps the most significant changes in the world today. They are helping to create a world in which national borders, geographic distances and physical limitations become less relevant, presenting ever-diminishing obstacles. The internet has changed the manner in which our social, commercial, political and personal interactions occur. The immediate nature of communications over the internet encourages the creation of global communities. The global communities allow for social interactions that is independent of location or time zone. The execution or creation of online communities for the exchange of our ideas, information has the potential to increase productivity opportunities across the globe. The creation of the cloud Let's use store documents and pictures and access them anywhere, anytime. So, whether we are in train, in a park, standing on the top of a mountain, we can seamlessly access our data and applications on any device. So now we can discuss in the networking components. If you want to be part of a global online community, your computer, tablet or smartphone must first be connected to a network. That network must be connected to the internet. This topic discussed use the part of a network. See if you recognize these components in your home or social network. All computers that are connected to a network and participate directly in network communication are classified as host. Host can be called end devices. Some hosts are also called clients. However, the term host specifically refers to a devices on the network that are assigned to the number of communication purposes. This number identifies the host within a particular network. The number is called an Internet Protocol IP address. An IP address identifies the host and the network to which the host is attached. And also common servers. Servers are computers with the software that allow them to provide information like email or web pages to other end devices in the network. Each service requires separate server software. For example, a server requires web server software in order to provide the web service to the network. A computer with server software can provide services simultaneously to many different clients. As mentioned before, clients are type of host. Clients have software for requesting and displaying the information obtained from the server. Okay, as shown in the figure, client always come to the server through internet. An example of client software is a web browser like Chrome or Firefox. A single computer can also run multiple devices of client software. For example, a user can check email and view the web page while instant messaging and listening to an audio stream. The table lists are three common of server software: email, web and file. We know the purpose of email, we know the purpose of web, and also we know the purpose of file. Where email indicates the email server runs email server software. Clients use client software to access email. Web server runs on web server software. Clients use browser software to access our web pages. The file server stores corporates and user files. The client devices access these files. And also you can see the P2P network. Client and server software usually run on separate computers, but it is also possible for one computer to be used for both roles at the same time. In small businesses and homes, many computers functions as the servers and clients on the network. This type of network is called a P2P network. In the diagram, the print sharing PC has a universal serial bus USB connection to the printer and the network connection using a NIC card, network interface card, to the file sharing PC. And also you can see some of the advantages of P2P networking: easy to set up and less complex, lower cost because network devices and dedicated servers may not be required, can be used for simple tasks such as transferring files and sharing printers. The disadvantages of P2P networking is no centralized administration, not as secure, not scalable, and also all devices may act as both clients and servers, which can slow their performances. Now you can see the end devices. The network devices that people are most familiar with are end devices. To distinguish one end device from another, each end device on a network has an address. When an end device initiates communication, it uses the address of the destination end device to specify where to deliver the message. An end device is either the source or destination of a message transmitted over the network. Okay, and also you can see here some information belongs to the LAN, internetwork and LAN. Okay, you can communicate the information from one device to another device through network. Okay, now you can see the part of the internet network components, intermediary network devices. Intermediary devices connect the individual end devices to the network. They can connect multiple individual networks from an internetwork. These intermediary devices provide connectivity and ensure that data flows across the network. Intermediary devices use the destination end devices addresses in conjunction with the information about the network interconnection to determine the path that message should take through the network. Examples of the more common intermediate devices and list of functions are shown in the diagram. Intermediate network devices perform the sum are all of these functions: wireless router, LAN switch, router, firewall appliance, multi-layer switch. Regenerate these functions are the intermediate device functions are regenerate and retransmit communication signals, maintain information about what pathways exist through the network, and inter-network notify other devices of errors and communication failures, direct data along alternate pathways when there is a link failure, classify and direct messages according to the priorities, and permit or deny the flow of data based on the security settings. Okay. Now you can see the next one, network media. Communication transmits across a network and media. The media provides the channel over which the message travels from source to destination. In a modern networks primarily use three types of media to interconnect devices as shown in the diagram. Metal wires with cables. Data is encoded into the electrical impulses. Glass or plastic fibers with the cables. Fiber optic cable. Data is encoded into pulses of light. Wireless transmission. Data is encoded via modulation of specific frequencies of electromagnetic waves. Okay, the diagram belongs to the fiber, copper, fiber optic, copper, and wireless. Okay, and also we are using the different types of network media have different features and benefits. Not all types of network media have the same characteristics. Not are they are appropriate for the same purposes. For example, the four main criteria for the using network media are these: what is the maximum distance that our media can successfully carry a signal? What are the environment in which the media will be installed? What is the amount of data, and yet what speed must be transmitted? What is the cost of the media and installation? These are the some network criteria based upon you can choose the network media. Okay. Next one, you can see the network representations and topologies. Okay. The network architects and administrator must be able to show what their networks will look like. They need to be able to easily see which components connected to other components, where they will be located, and how they will be connected. Diagrams of networks often use symbols like those shown in the diagram to represent the different devices and connections that make up a network. Okay, and what are the end devices? What are the intermediate devices? What are the network media? It coming to the end devices, we are using the desktop computer, laptop, printer, IP phone, wireless tablet, telepresence endpoint. And coming to the intermediate devices, wireless router, LAN switch, router, multi-layer switch, firewall appliance. Coming to the connections, wireless media, LAN media, and WAN media, local area network media, wider network media. Okay, a diagram provides an easy way to understand how devices connect in a large network. this type of picture of a network known as a topology. Okay, this type of picture of a network is known as a topology. The ability to recognize the logical representation of the physical networking components is critical to being able to visualize the organization and operation of a network. And also, in addition to this representation, specialized terminology is used to describe how each of these devices and media connect to each other. Network interface called NIC. A NIC physically connects the end devices to the network. Come to physical port. A connector or outlet on a networking device where the media connects to the end device or another networking devices. And coming to the interface, specialized ports on a networking device that connect to individual networks. Because routers connect networks, the ports on a router are referred to as network interfaces. Okay, the term port and interface are often used interchangeably. Now you can see the topology diagrams. We know the topology diagrams are mandatory documentation for anyone working with a network. They provide a visual map how the network is connected. There are two types of topologies, physical and logical. Okay, physical topology diagrams and logical topology diagram. Okay, now coming to see physical topology. The physical topology diagram illustrates the physical location of intermediary devices and cable installation. As shown in the diagram, you can see that the rooms in which these devices are located are labeled in the physical networking topology. And coming to the logical topology diagrams, logical topology diagrams illustrate devices, ports, and the addressing scheme of a network. As shown in the diagram, you can see which end devices are connected to which intermediary devices and what media is used. The topologies shown in the physical and logical diagrams are appropriate for level of understanding. At this point in this course, set the internet for network topology diagrams to see some more complex examples. If you add the word Cisco to your search phrase, we will definitely find many topologies using the icons that are similar to the what we have seen in these diagrams. Okay. Next topic, common types of networks. Now that you are familiar with the components that make up networks and their representation in a physical and logical topologies, you are ready to learn about many different types of networks are available. Networks come in all sizes. They ranges from simple networking consisting of two computers to connect internet millions of devices. Okay, there are the two categories, two ranges of networking you have to establish it. To connect the two devices and also to connect the millions of devices. Simple home networks. Simple home networks let you share resources such as printers, documents, pictures and music among a few local end devices. You can see the SOHOs, small office and home office networks allow people to work from home or remote offices. Many self-employed workers use these types of networks to advertise and sell products, order supplies and communicate with the customers. Business and large organizations use networks to provide the consolidation, storage and access the information on the network servers. Networks provide email, instant messaging and collaboration among the employees. Many organizations use their network connections to the internet to provide products and services to the customers. The internet is the largest network in the existence. In fact, the term internet means a network of networks. It is a collection of interconnected private and public networks. I will repeat again. The network is a network of networks. It is a collection of interconnected private and public networks. In small business and homes, many computer functions as both their servers and the clients and the network. This type of network is called a peer-to-peer network. We know, you can see the small home. Small home networks connect a few computers to each other and connect the internet. And also small office and home office networks. The SOHO networks allows the computers in a small office or remote office to connect to corporate network and access the centralized shared resources. Okay, and likewise. And also you can see the medium large networks. Medium to large networks such as those used by the corporations and schools can have many locations with hundreds or thousands of interconnected hosts. You can see the worldwide networks. The internet is a network of networks that connects hundreds of millions of computers worldwide. Okay, right. Now you can see the next one. Common types of networks: LANs and WANs, local area networks and wide area networks. The network infrastructure vary greatly in terms of size of the area covered, number of users connected, number of and types of services available. That is the area of responsibility. The most common types of networks infrastructures are local area networks and wide area networks. Okay, LANs and WANs. A LAN is a network infrastructure that provides access to users and end devices in a small geographical area. A LAN is typically used in the department within an enterprise, a home, a small business network. Coming to the WAN, wide area network, is a network infrastructure that provides access to other networks over a wide geographical area, which is typically owned and managed by the large corporation of a telecommunications service providers, ISPs. Okay, you can observe this diagram. Home offices and branch and central. Okay, each and everything was controlled the cloud internet. Okay, you can represent the LAN symbolic representation and WAN symbolic representation. In a medium is a WAN wide area network. That wide area network comes to all the LANs connect to the each and every situation. Okay, now you can see the clearly observed what is LANs and what is WANs. Okay, here the LAN is a network infrastructure that spans the small geographical area. LAN is a have specific characteristics. Okay, LAN is an interconnect and device in a limited area such as a home, a school, office building or campus. A LAN is usually administered by a single organization or individual. Administrative control is enforced at the network level and governs the security and access the control policies. A LAN is usually administered by a single organization or individual. Administrative control is enforced at the network level and governs the security and access control policies. Okay, and LANs provide high speed bandwidth to internal end devices and intermediate devices as shown in the diagram. Okay, they are the two persons are accessing the devices and their resources through via LAN. A networking service, a home, a small building or a small campus is considered as a LAN. And coming to the WAN, wide area network. The figure shows a WAN which is interconnect two LANs. A WAN is a network infrastructure that spans a wide geographical area. WANs are typically managed by service providers or internet service providers. Okay, service providers SPS or internet service providers ISPs. And also WANs have specific characteristics. WANs interconnect LANs over wide geographical locations such as between cities, states, provinces, countries or continents. Okay, WANs are usually administered by multiple service providers. And also WANs typically provide slower speed links between LANs. Okay. Now you can see the internet. Okay, the internet is a worldwide collection of interconnected networks. Through internet works or internet or short. The diagram shows one way to view the internet as a collection of interconnected LANs and WANs. Some of the LANs example are connected to each other through WAN connection. WANs are connected to each other. The red WAN, okay, the red WAN connect to lines representing all the varieties of the ways we connect networks. WANs can connect through copper wires, fiber optic cables and wireless transmissions. Okay. The internet is not owned by any individual or any group, ensuring effective communication across the diverse infrastructure requires the application of consistent and commonly recognized technologies. Okay. And also these organizations include the Internet Engineering Task Force, IETF, Internet Corporation and Assigned Names and Numbers, ICANN, and Internet Architectures Board, IAB, okay, plus many others. Okay, right now you can see the next one, intranets and extranets. Okay, now you can see the intranets and extranets. There are the two other terms which are similar to the term internet, intranet and extranet. Okay, now let us discuss one by one. Intranet is a term often used to refer to a private connection of LANs and WANs that belongs to an organization. An intranet is designed to be accessible only by the organization's members, employees or others with the authorization. And coming to an organization may be use an extranet to provide secure and safe access to the individual who work for a different organizations but requires access to the organization's data. Here are some examples of extranets. Okay, for example, a company that is providing access to the outside suppliers and contractors. A hospital that is providing a booking system to the doctors, so they can make appointments for their patients. For example, another example, a local office of education that providing a budget and personal information to the schools in its district. Okay, in its district. Okay, now you can observe this diagram. The intranet, the world, extranet, suppliers, customers and collaboration. Internet only the company only. Okay, the diagram you can observe the diagram. It gives the complete picture about what is intranet and what is extranet, what is internet also. Now you can see the next one, 1.5, internet connections. So now we have a basic understanding of what makes up a network and the different types of networks. But how do you actually connect users and organizations to the internet? As you may have guessed, there are many different ways to do this. Home users, remote workers and small offices typically requires a connection to an ISP to access the internet. Connection options vary greatly between the ISPs and geographical locations. However, popular choices include broadband cable, broadband digital subscriber line, okay, broadband digital subscriber line, DSL, wireless WANs and mobile services. Organizations usually need access to other corporate sites as well as the internet. Fast connections are required to support business services including IP phones, video conferencing and data center storage. Okay, service providers offer business class interconnections, popular businesses and many more. Okay. Now you can see the how home and small office internet connections. Okay, you are using the cable, what is using cable, DSL, cellular, satellite, dial-up telephone. Okay, here the diagram observed here, the cable typically offered by the cable television service providers. The intranet data signal transmits on the same cable that delivers the cable television. It provides the high bandwidth, high availability, and always and connection to the internet. And coming to the DSL, okay, that is the digital subscriber lines, also provides high bandwidth, high availability, and always on connection to the internet. And DSL runs over a telephone line. In general, small office and home office users connect using the asymmetrical DSL ADSL lines, which means that the download speed is faster than the upload speed. And coming to cellular, the cellular internet access uses a cell phone network to the connect. Wherever you can get a cellular signal, you can get cellular internet access. Performance is limited by the capabilities by the phone and the cell towers to which is connected. And coming to the satellites, the availability of the satellite internet access is a benefit in those areas that would otherwise have no internet connectivity at all. The satellite dishes requires a clear line of sight to use the satellite. And next one, dial-up telephone. In an inexpensive option that uses mini phone line and modem, the low bandwidth is provided by the dial-up modem connections. Is not sufficient for the large data transfer, although it is useful for the mobile access while traveling. Okay. Now, based upon our necessity and need, the choice of connections varies depending on the geographical location and the service provider availability. Now you can see the business internet connections. Okay. Corporate connection option differs from home user options. Business may require the higher bandwidth, dedicated bandwidth, and the managed services. Connection options that are available differ depending on the types of service providers located in a nearby. Okay, and also it is in the dedicated laser line and metro, Ethernet. Business DSL, and also satellite. Okay, these are the basic information you have to connect business internet connections. Okay, and also can some converging network. Okay, in a converging network, the traditional separate networks also using here. Consider school built 33 years ago. Back then, some classrooms are capable for the data network, telephone network, and video network for televisions. Okay, all those are using the converging network. Okay, here the medium to computer networks and message you can transmit the rule agreed upon the rule agreed upon standards. Okay, and also you can the convergent networks. Okay, networks, data, voice, and video. The convergent data networks carry multiple services on one link, including data, voice, and video also. Okay, okay, and also you can download the and download install from the packet tracer tool. Okay, that packet tracer software available in the Net Academy. You can in resources tab you can easily download from the packet tracer. The video will demonstrate the but not you have shown the video here, but you can download packet tracer tool. Okay, now you can download the packet tracer tool from the Net Academy. Okay, that is easy installation process. Next. Okay. Okay, next one you can see the reliable networks. Okay, that is a point 1.6. Have we ever been busy working online? You know, only to have the internet go down. As you know by now, the internet did not go down. You just lost your connection to it. It is very frustrating with so many people in the world relying on the network access to work and learn. It is imperative that networks are reliable. The role of reliability is the network has changed from data only network to a system and enables the connections of people, devices, and information in the media reach converged. And also the network architectures refers to the technologies that support the infrastructure that moves data across the network. Okay, and also you can use here the reliable networks definitely maintain the fault tolerance, scalability, security, and quality of service. Okay, we know the fault tolerance indicates the network. The fault tolerant network is one that limits the number of affected devices. Okay, now you can see the fault tolerance. The fault tolerant network is the one that limits the number of affected devices during the failure. Okay, and also you can observe the scalability. In a scalable network expands quickly to support new users and applications without impacting the performance of services to the existing users. That is scalability. And coming to the next one, QoS, quality of service. Okay, always the QoS is increasing the requirement of network today. New applications available to users over networks such as voice and live video transmissions. It creates the quality of service. Okay, otherwise you can't access the data. Okay. Next one, network security. Okay, the network infrastructure, services and data contained on the network. Attached devices are crucial personal and business assets. Okay, security is nothing but you can secure our network infrastructure, includes the physical securing devices and also providing network connectivity and preventing unauthorized access to the management software. Okay, and also you can see the some confidentiality, integrity, availability. You can provide the network. Okay, any unauthorized access of our data. Okay, so definitely network security can provide confidentiality. Okay, confidentiality indicates nothing but data confidentiality means that only the intermediate and other peoples can access read the data. And integrity, data integrity assures users that our information has not been altered in transmission and origin to destination. Okay, from origin to destination. Origin to destination. Availability, data availability assures users of timely and reliable access to the data services for authorized users. Now we can see the next one, network trends. Okay, that is not network trend, nothing but is BYOD, bring your own device. Okay, the concept is very simple. Okay, the concept of any device is very simple. Okay, our convenience. Okay, the devices are changed from one way to another way. In way manner, the major global trend that requires significant changes to the way you have used the devices and safely connect to the network. This is called the bring your own device at your workplace. BYOD enables end users the freedom to use the personal tools to access information and communicate across the business or campus network. With the growth of consumer devices and the related drop in cost, employees and students may have the advanced computing and technologies. Okay, the BYOD means any device with any ownership used anywhere. Okay, the information belongs to all this BYOD. Okay, and you use the laptops, notebooks, tablets and smartphones, e-readers. Okay, online collaboration. Okay, here each and every person are collaborating with the work with others for the inter-network and networking projects. Okay, collaboration rules using the Cisco WebEx. This is the image belongs to the WebEx software tool, gives the users a way to instantly connect and interact. Collaboration is very high priority for business and in education. Okay, and also video communications. You know everything was. We know cloud computing. In a cloud computing is one of the ways that you have access and store data. Cloud computing allows us to store personal files, even backup an entire drive and servers over the internet. Applications such as word processing and photo editing can be accessed using the cloud. And also using the different technologies for cloud computing in IT industries. And also we are using the three types of cloud computing, cloud types. But the first one is the public clouds, private clouds and hybrid clouds. Okay, and community clouds. Okay, these are the using the four types of clouds here. Public clouds, private clouds, hybrid clouds and custom clouds. Okay, or community clouds, whatever it may be. Okay, public cloud. That public cloud indicates the general public through a pay-per-use model for the which type of model are using. And private clouds is nothing but it is the government intended for specific organizations to are entirely such as government. Like hybrid clouds are nothing but made of two clouds, public cloud and private cloud for each and every purpose. Community cloud, custom clouds is nothing but it builds some needs to specific industries such as healthcare, media. There is nothing but it is can be private or public. Okay, now you can see the technology trends in the home. Okay, networking trends are not only affecting the way we communicating work and at school, but also the changing many aspects of the home. The latest home trends include the smart home technology, SHT. The smart home technology integrates into everyday appliances, which can connect with other devices to make the appliances more smart or automated. For example, you could prepare a food and place it in the oven for cooking prior to the leaving the house for the day. Your program, you are smart. Oven for the food you can want it to cook, and it would also come to your calendar of the event, so that it would determine what time you should be available to eat and adjust start times. Is the smart home technology currently being developed for all rooms within a house. Smart home technology will become the more common as home networking and high-speed internet technology expands. And also it is the powerful networking, because the powerful networking for home networks uses the existing electrical wiring to connect devices as shown in the diagram. Okay. Because the power line networking is especially useful when the wireless access to points cannot reach all the devices in the home. Okay. And wireless broadband, in many areas where cable and DSL are not available, wireless may be used to connect to the internet. Okay. We know that the wireless internet service for WISP and also using the WLANs, wireless local area networks, are used to connect the wireless internet service providers to access our data. Now you can see the network security. We have no doubt. Here, read news stories about a company of network being breached, giving threat actors access to the personal information of thousands of customers. For this reason, network security is always going to be top priority of the administrators. Network security is an integral part of a computer networking, regardless of whether the network is in a home with a single connection to the internet. Okay, and also securing our network involves the protocols, technologies, devices, tools, and techniques in order to protect data in mitigate threats. Okay, and also you can use the different threats, security threats, viruses, worms, and Trojan horses. Okay, viruses, worms, and Trojan horses are these contain the malicious software or code running on user devices, and spyware and adware. These are the types of software which are installed on users' devices. The software can secretly collect information about the user. And zero-day attacks, also called the zero-hour attacks, these occur on the first day that a vulnerability becomes known. Threat actor attacks, a malicious person attacks user devices or network resources. Denial of service attacks. These attacks slow or crash applications and process on network devices. Data interruption and theft, identity threat. Okay, there are some external threats. Okay, and also you can see some internal threats, also lost or stolen devices, accidental misuse by employees, malicious employees. Okay, that's nothing bad. Now you can see you have the security solutions. Okay, no single solution can protect our data, our network. Okay, the variety of threats that exist. For this reason, security should be implemented in multiple layers. Using more than one security solution, that is possible. If one security component fails to identify the protect the network, others may be succeed. Okay, and also you can use some antivirus, anti-spyware software should be installed in our devices, and also you can use the firewall filtering to block unauthorized access to the network. Okay, and also you can use some security solutions dedicated to firewall systems, access control list ACLs, and intrusion prevention systems, virtual private networks. Okay, we know that dedicated firewall systems indicate that these provide the more advanced firewall capabilities that can filter large amounts of traffic with more granularity. Okay, and ACL, access control list. These further filters access and traffic forwarding based on IP addresses and applications. Next, we can see the intrusion prevention systems, IPS. These identify fast spreading threats such as zero-day or zero-hour attacks, and VPN, virtual private networks. These provides secure access into the organization for remote workers. Okay, now we can do the last one, last concept is IT professional 1.9. Okay, and also here as a network academy student, okay, the final conclusion here, you may already have a career in IT or still educating yourself to prepare for your career in either networking or other way. In this case, it is good to know about your skills needed to match the types of jobs that are available in IT. The role and skills required for network engineers are evolving and are more vital than ever. The CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate, certification demonstration, they will have knowledge of foundational technology and ensure they stay relevant with the skill sets needed for the adoption of next generation technologies. Because the courses are belongs to the CCNA, the levels of program, CCNA, Cisco Certified CCNA, Cisco Certified Specialist, CCNP, CCIE, okay, Cisco Certified Developed Networking, Cisco Certified Development Specialist, Developed Professional Expert. Okay, these are the level of courses we have to learn from the Cisco Academy. Okay, and also you can see the networking jobs. In the Networking Academy, find employment opportunity by using the talent bridge matching engine. Okay, search for the jobs to Cisco and partners and distributors seeking the Cisco Networking Academy students and alumni. Okay, all those things. Okay, and also you can use the lab. You can provide some laboratory environment, research job opportunities, reference research. Okay. Okay, and also you can perform the model examinations. Okay. Thank you.